Welcome back to the Black Honor Movement. I am your host, Darby X Judah, and today we're talking about a social crisis intensified by poverty and unrestrained capitalism. That's right, a deep conversation, isn't it? I wanna read a few of my notes as I was collecting my thoughts for our engagement today. And I just want to say, at a time of such intensified international issues, economically and politically, it's important to identify the social dynamics of a crisis because people stuff happens everywhere, regardless of your race, regardless of the continent, regardless of your political views. People stuff happens everywhere. But together we have to work to dismantle the, again, poverty, unrestrained capitalism in the community, and biasness and prejudiceness that allows us to segregate mindsets for the destruction instead of for the build of our society. Because we know that all people don't mix. All people aren't your people. So it's okay to separate ideologies at times, or people by ideologies at times, if you find that this ideology doesn't mesh well with your beliefs or your ethics and your moral code. However, a global crisis far outdates an economic crisis. And we know that both are intensified by various factors. But let's think about that for a second. Definitely a global crisis far outdates economic crises, right? And economic crises only intensifies a social one, right? Poverty is not a mere dealing of bad luck. It's the result of social, political, and economic factors that allow the few to control the many through wealth, power, and influence, right? The current world system is built on war, money, empires, race. We know what the future world system will be built off of when we see the Messiah, our Christ Jesus, Yeshua, right? But the current world system is again built off money, war, empires, and race. The great Malcolm X once declared that you cannot have capitalism without racism, right? The global political economy is a system that enriches, again, the few at the expense of the many. This exploitation is organized through imperialism, war, social constructs of race, like we previously mentioned. But it's also important to address that poverty and race in the contact of a global economic structure and crisis, it will intensify the experience of those people regarding on their economic status. Depending on their economic status and depending on their race. But what's done abroad buys a ticket back home, right? So what we can see is the exploitation and plunder that America has done to other nations is coming full circle. And we see it even more prevalent in America today. But what I want everyone to remember is God sets up kings, the Most High sets up kings, and the Most High tears down kingdoms. Every knee shall bow to our King, right? Upon his arrival. When the Messiah returns, every knee shall bow, and we will recognize who rules this world at this time. However, we're not powerless until that time comes. This is a time that we should understand what is intensifying our social crises with one another. This is a time that we should understand what is intensifying our economic crises with one another. And we should part and cut ties with those things that are distracting and anchoring us down. And we should work together and unify to dismantle these said systems. So everyone, the way we're talking, the language we're using sounds like warfare, right? But what kind of war is it? Well, This is a spiritual battlefield that we fight on. And we are the Black Honor Movement. So thank you guys for staying tuned. Make sure you hit that like button. Double check that you're subscribed with the notifications on. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Like this channel because you love it. And I'll see you in the next video. I am Darby X Judah, and I'm signing out.